We live? I think we're live. Yep, we're live. All right, everybody. Hello, everybody. Hope everyone's having a phenomenal day, night, mid-evening, whatever day, whatever year you're in currently. So, we are here to talk about what happened on Tuesday because, that was a big shocker to me. That was a big shock what happened Tuesday. What happened in New Jersey in particular may be one of the biggest political earthquakes we have seen in a while since Trump. Folks, I'm going to get this right out of the way. Democrats have lost what was left the white working class base they had. Whatever they had left of it, it's gone. Dead zilch. It's gone. G-O-N-E, gone. It's gone. And this is bad news for Democrats in a few states because their white working class vote was always like 60-40. White working class voters. This is how bad it's getting for the Democrats. So before I show you the screen, okay, before I show you it, here is just a note about how bad what I'm about to tell you is for Democrats. White non-college voters voted for Trump in Virginia by 24 points. Remember this. They voted for him by 24 points. Okay? Let us go to what AP forecast had, the AP exit poll. Youngkin won them by 37. A 13-point shift in 1 year. 1 year. It shifted from a 24-point win to a 37-point win in Virginia. I thought Appalachia was maxed out. Apparently it isn't. This is why Democrats are scared shitless. Not because they're racist. No, they realize they've lost their base. What was left of white non-college educated voters or white working class voters, they're gone. They're Republicans now. They're gone. This is why they're terrified of what's happening. I mean, this is Virginia. They're only 38% of the vote, but they made such a huge impact in this race. Without this margin, Youngkin probably doesn't win. If he would have got Trump margins, he probably wouldn't have won. But he was able to get white working class voters in places like Virginia Beach, who were longtime Democrats, even with Trump. Even with Trump, they still voted Democrat. They didn't vote for Trump. They're more moderate, all right? They're not like Appalachian voters. They're more moderate on issues. They're not as populist, but they're still blue collar. They voted for Youngkin by a wide margin. The Democrats are screwed. The Democrats are completely screwed with this information. But that's not all. You remember Hispanic voters? Oh, their 2020 was a fluke. Look at this. Youngkin, according to AP Votecast, won Latinos by 12. By 12. Youngkin won them by 12. Think about this for a second. Just a couple years ago, Obama won them by like 70 points. Now Republicans are starting to win them in some states. In Virginia, no less. And let me pull it up here. What did Trump get here? Let's see. In 2020, Trump got 38% of the vote. He lost them by 19, the Latino vote. Youngkin won them by 12. A 30-some point shift. And I do believe mostly. I believe most of it, by the way. Look at Prince William County. That was a huge shift. Let's go here, right here. Prince William County. Let's see here. 13-point shift. There's a lot of Hispanics here. A lot of El Salvador's people that live here. Democrats are screwed. I mean, this is... What's their floor? And don't get this argument that turnout was low. This was the highest turnout governor race in a while. It nearly matched 2012 numbers for the president race. CNN exit polls show up. CNN exit polls can just go away. But this is the AP vote cast. And based on the precinct data we have, I won't be surprised if Youngkin actually won the Hispanic vote. The precinct data, a lot of heavy Hispanic areas swung heavy for Youngkin. So that's why I'm saying he probably won them. Not by 12, sure. Maybe by 5 or 6. That's why I think he won them by. You can argue with me all you want, but that's just what it is. You look at the precinct data, you look at the county data, they're shifting Republican. And sure, turnout was lower than 2020. Whoop-de-frickin-do. So was every race ever. This was the highest turnout for a governor race for Virginia ever. And Republicans won. And again, I'm not saying pander at all. I'm just saying this is a fact. Democrats are screwed. They lost their main voting base in Hispanics in a lot of states. They're losing them. But what really killed them was white working class voters finally bailed for them in places like Virginia Beach. There's a lot of old white dudes that live there. They still voted Democrat. Not anymore. Who thought that calling your base racist because they disagree with you on a couple policies would turn them off? Good job, Democrats. Just phenomenal job. I mean, Republicans did nothing for this race. And, well, look what happened. Yes, I know the white vote swung like 30 points or whatever it was, but the Hispanic vote did do some parts for some races. And yes, the Virginia House flipped. So yes, the Hispanics helped for Youngkin. I'm not denying that's not just Hispanics, but I'm just saying Youngkin was helped by Hispanic voters. And Republicans have a base now. They're going to screw it up somehow, though. They already are, but now I'm starting to wonder how 2022 is going to act, because Republicans have good candidates. Just the National Party is just out of touch. They're just completely out of touch at this point. But as of now, Republicans do have something to build from. And yeah, this is a fair point that the difference between why California is just, the whites there just, they vote like Hispanics did 10 years ago. There's a reason why that California is gone. But white working class voters have finally abandoned Democrats. And Democrats, instead of, realizing, yeah, we should probably not do this, they're doubling down on attacking their own base. They're doubling down. What are you doing? And now you have the Gen Z vote, according to the AP forecast. Let's see here. Let's go to here. Again, a vote cast is never that. It's always off by a couple points, but you get the rough estimate. 18 to 29, McAuliffe only won by 6. Even the Gen Z vote is trending Republican. And again, it may be off by a couple points. You get the point, though. Democrats are paranoid what's happening here. And they have no idea how to handle it. Because they really thought vaccine mandates, mask mandates, all this nonsense, critical race theory was popular. Sure, it is in San Francisco and Richmond, but not in the rest of the state. So Zoomers are trending Republican. That's how bad it is for Democrats. And let's see here. Country's direction. Look at this. Only 35% said the country's heading in the right direction. Democrats are just flat out screwed. I don't know what to say, but they're not in a good situation. Remember, it's only going to get worse from here on out. So, community type. Let's see here. Small town / rural. Youngkin won them by 33. He did pretty good in the suburbs. That's why he won. Let's see here. Could Republicans win Virginia in 2020? No, and not. It's going to shift back a couple points. It's not going to be like it was in 2020. 2020 was a one-off. But I think it's going to be like kind of like D+5, D+6 state, but every now and again a Republican senator wins. That's how I think it's going to go. So Republicans have a platform to build upon, and even Kevin McCarthy realizes it's not socialism. They're realizing it's not socialism. McCarthy is working on, the Republicans are working on a Bill of Rights for parents. It's just the Senate GOP, and whoever runs the GOP House account, they're just useless. But they found the platform, education, and fight against critical race theory, and yeah, not talk about freaking taxes 24/7. What do Democrats have now? What do Democrats have? Well, I mean, what do Democrats have going for them? Maybe COVID. That's it. They have COVID. That's why they keep pushing COVID 24/7. They can't run on COVID forever. And yeah, it's not going too good for Democrats. And this is not even the worst election of the night for Democrats. There's a certain New Jersey that came out of the frickin' blue. Jack lost, in quotations, God knows what happened in a certain county up here. Anyways, he lost by 40,000 votes by under 2 points in New Jersey. He's lost by 2 points in New Jersey. A race he had zero money, zero name recognition, no polls showing it except Trafalgar as close, and a supposedly popular governor. Well, that aged like piss, to say the least. Jack nearly won. If Jack had any funding, he would have won. Now there's going to be a big legal fight there. I don't know what's going to happen. Quite frankly, I'm done looking at legal fights for now because, yeesh. But Jack almost won. And this is what Democrats should be scared shitless about. So in New Jersey, there's a huge white working class base in southern Jersey. There's a huge white working class base here. Ocean, there's some in Atlantic, Cape May, Cumberland. There's a lot of white working class voters that still vote Democrat. Imagine them as like the union workers in Las Vegas. They should vote Republican, but there's a machine down there that still votes Democrat. Well, look at these numbers, all right? So Jack got 55% of the vote in Atlantic County, all right? Let's go to New Jersey. Well, let's just go to New Jersey right here. Oh, yeah, Trump lost by 6. He got 46%. Jack won by 12. 18-point shift. Let's see here. Ocean County. This is one of those white working class counties that actually has a sizable population in the entire U.S. Trump won it by around 29. How much did Jack win it by? 36. On a 7 to 8 point shift. Just in a year. Can you tell that the white working class base that was what was left of Democrats' base that were white and working class voters, they're done. They've left the party. They're off the ship. It's over. It is over for Democrats with white working class voters. This is just bad. I mean, Democrats, I don't know where they go from here. They're losing all their base. Even black voters trended a couple points Republican, which they're, again, don't pander to them. They're never going to vote more than like 15% Republican. Don't pander. What I am saying is they're doing worse with every single group. I mean, Hispanics are... The southern Texas with Hispanics, that's going to be red by 2024. Most of those counties. I mean, this is pathetic. How bad it's getting for Democrats. Northern Wisconsin, where all the white working class voters are, they're going to vote ruby red by 2026, at least. Democrats are losing potential. They have a possible reverse 1900s. Where Republicans dominate the House and Senate for years. That's what I think is going to happen. Now, 2022. We got to discuss this because Republicans have good candidates across the board in Senate races. Wisconsin, you got Ron Johnson, who's okay, or you got Kevin Nicholson, who's a Chad. Ohio, you got J.D. Vance. You may disagree with him, but he's the best candidate. North Carolina, we all know there's a certain Chad down there. Georgia, you got Herschel Walker. Florida, it's Rubio's he's gotten better, but he's better than many, conservatives, but it's whatever. Arizona, we got Blake Masters. He's one of the best candidates. Nevada, you got Lake Zolt. New Hampshire, you got the Cookie Monster. So let's say this. Wisconsin goes likely at this point. I don't see it otherwise. Democrats have no candidates. And they're either going to blow it with the lieutenant governor or they're going to pick some random county executive. Not going to go too well, to say the least. Arizona. I'm saying lean Republican right now. Ohio, it's borderline safe right now. But I'm going to say likely Republican because you've still got Tim Ryan because God knows why. North Carolina, borderline likely. I'm going to keep it lean. Florida's borderline safe. It's likely. Pennsylvania, the Parnell stuff I think is overblown. I don't think it's going to harm them that much. New Hampshire, just Cookie Monster runs, lean. Georgia, lean. I mean, Walker's going to crush Warlock at this point. Nevada, Lake Zolt's going to win. So we got Colorado that's left. This is the one state Democrats of like the 10 somewhat competitive states that Democrats have an edge in. It's likely a Democrat. Like a 5, 6, 7-point win for Bennett. This is how bad Democrats have it now. They don't have a base. A lot of these states, they have 0 new voters. Maybe Georgia. That's about it. Democrats blew it. They've completely blew their base, and it's over. It's over for white working class Democrats. They're just becoming Republican. So right now I have it 54-46, and the only state you may question is Pennsylvania right now. Even we give Democrats Pennsylvania, which after last night's results, I don't think that's going to happen. Republicans have a majority. So Republicans have the Senate in hand. They're not going to lose the Senate. In fact, they may only lose, of these 10 races, they're going to lose Colorado and maybe Pennsylvania. But Colorado, if what we saw in Virginia happens there, Democrats should just be shitting their pants. I mean, if it happens in Colorado, what happens in Oregon? What happens in Washington? Not saying it's going to happen, but what would happen if Virginia just happens everywhere? Where white working class voters that still vote Democrat just flat out repudiates the Democrat Party. I don't know. I just don't know. But as of now, I have 53 Senate seats I could safely say, Maybe Georgia, I should say North Carolina is probably likely. Arizona, lean. Nevada probably lean at this point. But, I mean, Democrats have blew it completely. They don't have a base. And Democrats are just going to keep running on Trump. That's what's going to happen. It's going to be nothing but Trump, 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 Trump. Trump this, Trump that, Trump that. Nothing else. So I don't know what Democrats' strategies are, because who's ever running that, keep running it, because it's helping the Republicans big time. Let's look at chat here. Who should run for Colorado? I would say Gardner. Gardner's our best chance. He should run like a Youngkin style campaign. Dems are gonna get town stomped because they never learn. They're never gonna learn. They're not gonna win 20. None of these competitive races, which is Nevada, Colorado, Pennsylvania. Well, not really Colorado, but Nevada, Pennsylvania, and Georgia. They're getting slapped in 2 of them right now. So, I don't know. And for Georgia, I may do a video on Georgia now because something may be happening there too. I mean, I saw a couple polls from people like People's Pundit, Richard Barris. They have Walker up by like 6 points right now. I don't know what's going to happen. This is getting bad. for Democrats. I mean, if white working class voters are doing this in Virginia, when they are already some absurd amount, what's happening in a lot of the other states? We just gotta see. Do you think Ron Chetty should run like a Youngkin campaign? Absolutely. If he runs like Youngkin, he wins by 3 points. Chance of red Colorado, like 5%. That's like worst case scenario for Democrats. At that point, you could talk about Connecticut and maybe Oregon and Illinois. Potential. Let's see here. Virginia's purple. Well, there's an argument that it is still purple. And the party ID data shows it's purple, but just independents hate Republicans now. Or I should say hate Republicans, they lean Democrat. But party ID, it's tied. It's like D+1. So. Alright. Will Parnell's allegation destroyed? No. Voters don't care about that shit anymore. 10 years ago, yeah, but not anymore. Let's see here. What would happen? What would 2024 look like if it's DeSantis, Youngkin versus Harris, Buttigieg? You're talking about states like Connecticut start being competitive. That's my opinion. States like Connecticut at that point would start getting competitive. Colorado will be in 5 points. That would be catastrophic. If it's within 5 points, 2024 should be a massacre, to say the least, because that's proving the orange man bad sentiment outside of like California and Maryland, or maybe DC even. There's really nowhere it's going. Chance of Arizona going back to pure red, not gonna happen. The only way is if like the voters in Tucson grow a brain and start voting Republican. That's the only way. Alright. You'll never get any meaningful amount of Asians in the GOP. They simply have no loyalty. Well, some Asians do, like Vietnamese, Koreans, yeah, Filipinos, they do. But yeah, it's just iffy. Let's see here. Watch the absolute meltdown by MSM was hilarious. Yeah, it's been hilarious. They're blaming white women. It's like they're not learning what's gonna happen in 2022. Because, and by the way, folks, this proved if you do turn out, they can't bullshit it. I told you, everybody. They couldn't bullshit if you just turned out. And again, 2020 is a one-time thing. They're never going to be able to pull off what they did ever again. I mean, they just can't. It was a one-time thing because it was a storm of circumstances. But outside of that, Democrats can't do the same shit they did in 2020. Sure, New Jersey, they maybe, but a lot of these, like, toss-up states, they can't. They absolutely can't. So again, New Jersey I'm not going to comment about because it's a complete mess. Have you seen AOC's response to the Virginia race? No, I haven't. I don't care what she says because she's just a fraud. So, what's your take on AOC say they lost in Virginia because they weren't progressive? Look, if they were even more progressive than they would have lost by 6. Let's be real. And if the Loudoun County stuff happened in September, Youngkin would have won by a borderline safe margin. Because, like, I think it was like 300,000 voters already voted before that happened. So. Rap, you know Democrats have nothing when they are... Yeah, they're bragging about winning New Jersey. You lost to a guy that had $150 in the bank account and bought donuts with it. That's who they lost to in New Jersey. And they're celebrating they won by 2 points? Just, why? Let's see here. Nationwide, we should adopt a system where we count the mail-ins. Yeah, exactly! That alone would solve a lot of issues. In my opinion, it should be mail-ins first, absolutely mail-ins first. Then early in-person votes, then election day votes. So, there's some bullshit in Fairfield. They were waiting to see, and then they realized they didn't have enough. They didn't have enough juice to pull it off. So, let's see here. The Democrats trembled at the might of Ed Durr. Yeah, Ed Durr is just... the fact that guy won is just perfect. I'm from Fairfax County. I don't know what it will take for people here to wake up. Well, the issue is a lot of voters in Fairfax and Loudoun, they voted way too early. There's a lot of that had a regret vote. So that's why I'm saying that this was an even worse result for Democrats. Yeah, they're bragging about a Biden plus 18 state going to the Dems by 2 points. Virginia adopted that system. It was clean, quick, incredible. While New Jersey still... yeah, New Jersey's just a shithole. But there is good news. A lot of states, even more Democrat-leaning states, they're making mail-in ballots get counted first. So, and plus, I can say this right off the bat. In Fairfax County, the Virginia GOP had hundreds of lawyers and watchdogs there. They had people every single street. They had a watchdog. They were watching that place like a hawk. That's why they couldn't really do much. So, and that's what every GOP should do. Have watchdogs everywhere. And that's how you prevent bullshit. That's how you prevent bullshit. Let's see. The election in Durham is even more consequential than Youngkin. Yeah, New Jersey is just more of a shocker. It's just that is just, I cannot get over the fact that the GOP that guy with $150 beat one of the most powerful people in New Jersey. Do you think Youngkin will improve the Virginia election system? Yeah, he'll probably do a couple reforms, but let's see here. Lamau, UCope. Well, UCope voter, that guy's just a loser. That guy is just, he is not too smart. Let's see here. Does New Jersey even exist? I thought it was South New. It's just one big parking lot. It's a suburb and a parking lot of freaking New York. That's all it is. There's nothing relevant about New Jersey. Do you think there's a chance of GOP cracking 40% in New York? No. New York is just gone. Mr. Rapp, what's your opinion? He's not going to do it. He's not going to primary Trump. That's pushing it. He's not going to. He would get crushed. What state would be more likely to get us to 55 our Senate seats? Maryland, Illinois, or Colorado, etc. Now, if Hogan doesn't run, Colorado, I guess, but if he does run, probably Maryland. That'd probably be the best chance. Because he could split the vote with a lot of those moderate Dems, and then we just get some Republican in there and just win. Yeah, let's see here. South Jersey, nice, good place to live in. Well, yeah, but there's nobody that lives in South Jersey. That's just the sad part. Nobody lives in South Jersey. Will Virginia Senate flip in 2023? Yeah, it will. Representative funny that almost immediately after Youngkin won, the GOP said socialism. Well, it's the GOP, and this is a rant I have to do. They won on education. They won on critical race theory. They didn't win on socialism. Youngkin didn't mention socialism once. And now they really think that this is 1980 and that socialism is the boogeyman. It isn't. All right. What do you see for the future North Carolina? It's gonna be the Republicans' version of Nevada. It's always gonna be Republican by 4 or 5 points. 2020 was just an off year. It was a one-off. So, how about Connecticut Senate after Jersey? Connecticut may be interesting for the statewide races, though. So, maybe. We just gotta see. I mean, I gotta do a look how big the majority is. Alright, so should we pack the core with 4 extremely vetted conservative judges in SCOTUS as soon as we're in power? I wish we could, but we can't. So, I mean, because if we did, Democrats would get the precedent to do the same. So, I really won't want to deal with that. All right, wrap thoughts on Ohio, North Carolina. I saw the North Carolina map. Just beautiful done. Those guys are experts. North Carolina Republicans have always been complete experts when it's come to this shit. I swear, they can do it blindfolded, and they get a perfect map. They're just that good at it. So, if Long Island, let's see here, actually. 2020 had a lot of old GOP voters voted for Biden just in COVID. Yeah, there's a lot of boomer cons that just voted for Biden because McCovid. So, let's see here. Raps say, yo voy a votar por Donald Blumpf. I don't speak Spanish. Perfect at gerrymandering. Republicans in North Carolina, they're the national experts at it. That's where a lot of the shit started with gerrymandering and modern politics. They are just experts at it. Do you think North Carolina can be R+5 in the future? Yeah, I think so. Now, it depends. It depends by which electorate. I mean, in a worst-case scenario, it's still going to be R+1. 2020 was like everything went to shit, and Democrats could win it. Rap, love how Ohio could be 14-1 map if 2022 is a big red wave. I hope they don't improve that map. That would be such a dumb map. I saw it. It's such a stupid idea. Play it safe. Just play it smart. I don't know why they think that, oh, we can just do it. We can just do some ridiculous dummy mander. But I don't think they're gonna do the recent one. There's no way they're doing that one. They can't be that dumb. All right, future of Texas after the second. It's not gonna go Democrat. It's not gonna go Democrat. It's gonna stay down. It's gonna stay Republican for a long time. The referendums yesterday, yeah, they were low turnout, but only like 2 counties voted for it. Even El Paso voted for the conservative policies. It's not going well. Outside of the shithole that is Austin, it's all conservative and Republican now. Split Cincy packs Columbus and Cleveland so easy. Well, yeah, I don't think you can pack Cleveland. You wouldn't want to do that because, yeah. You want to pack Cincy and Cleveland, or Cincy and Columbus, yeah, but not really Cleveland because it is a rightward shifting city, so. San Antonio race was lit as hell, yeah. 73% Hispanic district, went to Biden by 14. Republican won it by 6. So I think Republicans are doing pretty good in Texas. They're not gonna lose it. It's gonna be. It was just a couple bad years. It's the worst possible candidate did bad in Texas. That's it. That's what happened. Trump is not meant for Texas. And he still won it both times by likely margins. What were the ballot initiative in Texas? I think it was like a one with like church closings where it's like you couldn't close churches again. I think that's what it was. I think that's what it was. I don't know what it was exactly, but I'm pretty sure it's on the lines of the governor can't close churches again. Do you still think Ohio is the next? Wisconsin is the next Ohio? Yes. I think it's gonna be the next Ohio, or closer to Iowa actually. It's gonna be closer to Iowa. It's gonna be just titanium red. Do you think Harris or Maricopa County can revert back to the GOP? I'm saying Harris could. Maricopa, it's gonna be a swing county. Depends how the electorate is. Should Dan Bishop primary Tartillis and Scallops primary Cassidy? I think Cassidy's done. I think he's retired anyways, so. Ow! Crap. I dropped something. Future of Michigan. Don't know yet. What is the next R+25 state? Probably Missouri. Honestly, I think Missouri went to Trump by like 19. It's gonna be like R+25. There's a lot of There's a lot of white working class voters here that still vote Dem. This is a trend everywhere, but it's going to implode. Future Pennsylvania, Again, I think Pennsylvania is a lean R state for now. Will we do a future Virginia video on its own? Absolutely, I have to now. I mean, if white working class voters are shifting that Republican, I may have to do it. All right, future of Alaska. Alaska's irrelevant. It's kind of just there. And I think that's it. I think we got through everything. I think the story is Democrats are screwed. The white working class base has revolted finally. And yeah, now if anybody has any last second super chats, any last questions, send them now or forever go in peace, because we got through everything. If you have a super chat, send it right now, because I think we got through everything. Alright, let's see here. Rap's loudest laugh ever was, the LTE reaction was the best one ever. That was just pristine. Absolutely perfect. I don't know how it's possible for somebody to cope that hard. But, yeah. JD Vance, I saw that. The Vance stuff. I support Vance, but I hate it when they do stuff like that. Trump did a couple months ago, and yeah. Joshua Perez with a stimulus check of $5 beautiful US dollars. Go watch LTE 2020 election night. Dan Mullery versus Larry Hogan. Not gonna watch that. That may be an issue. I may go watch. I don't know. I don't watch that guy. I don't watch that guy. That guy is just. Eesh. We need a future of DC video. I did make a future Wyoming, so we may have that down the pipeline. What is the initial D Virginia video? I don't know. Depends. But it depends what I do. I don't know. I got a lot of shite going on. Election predictions official YouTube channel got it wrong. And take a guess who was one of the only people outside of Richard Barris to say that Youngkin was going to win by between 1.5 to 3 points. I wonder who that was. I wonder the certain Wisconsin person that predicted that. I wonder. So yeah, anyways, I think that the Republicans, in a nutshell, they gotta fix their messaging. Kevin McCarthy, I think, finally realized this, but I don't know. I think that Republicans have a perfect midterm up. They're gonna win a lot of races no matter what. And yeah. How will Florida be R+7 when it's only 51%? Because it's freaking full of Cubans. And there's a lot of other Hispanic votes that are trending Republican. So, I mean, it's all of Hispanics are just trending heavy red. Alright, Red Eagle, Red Eagle did pretty good, I think, but for polling aggregates, I'm talking for pollsters, well, quote-unquote pollsters. Alright, rapping from an alternate future, Edward Durr beat Murphy. Yeah, I can only imagine. I mean, if Edward Durr ran against Murphy, he only needed $200 to win. Easy. He would have won in a landslide. But that dude is just... And I saw some of his old Twitter comments. They are pretty edgy, to say the least, but... That guy is just a blue-collar Republican. You gotta love it. You gotta just love it. Democrats will struggle with the Latino vote for a long time. Now the Gen Z vote. Here's what they did. They blew it. Completely and totally. Whoops. Okay, I accidentally muted myself. I muted myself accidentally. So, Democrats for a couple years had the youth vote. Easy. They had the Latino vote. They were banking on that. That was always going to be Democrat. So they started pushing for more radical policies. Turns out, you can't do that. Turns out you really can't do that with these policies, with like critical race theory, you know, late-term abortion. Turns out people don't like that. And now they reverted all the gains they made since 2020, or 2000. It's a disaster for what's happening. Thoughts on the proposed New Hampshire maps. Wasn't one of them like, it like completely screws over Democrats? Alright, yeah, it went from like it's R+9 district. I like it. I think I like it. I mean, New Hampshire GOP is one of the more competent GOP parties. I mean, they flipped the state house, the state senate. They know what they're doing. So, can we get up to 300 seats in that? No, this is in 1932. That is just impossible. At that point, you would have to start flipping inner city Dallas districts, inner city Houston, inner city Georgia. You just can't at that point. Can Texas be R+20? No. I don't think it's ever that Republican again, barring a magical popular vote margin. But I don't know. We just gotta see. What exactly is critical race theory? The broad definition is this. Teaching people one race is inherently racist, and that all other races should get equity. That's what it is, essentially. That's all it is. And now they're saying it doesn't exist. They're full of it. 3 years ago, the New York Times had an article saying, we need critical race theory in schools. Now they're saying it doesn't even exist. I mean, this is 1984 levels of shite. So, are the dumbest maxed out in California? Yeah. Probably. It's California. I mean, yeah. Depends how many dead people I'm joking. YouTube, that's a joke. I was not going to finish that. I realized I'm on YouTube, so I can't really make a joke. Alright. Alright, so, if there's no more super chats, I think I'm going to leave it off here. We've really got through everything. We nutshell. New Jersey, big surprise. Everything shifted. Virginia, of course, we all know what happened. I mean, Jesus. I can't get over what happened. This is just upset of the night. Virginia's, I mean, yeah, the Republicans didn't win, but they came close, so. Alright. Do you think Republicans can reverse some trends in Georgia? Yeah, me, yeah. They can reverse some trends. That's why I say Walker's a boomer bust candidate. So, thoughts on the Georgia map? I didn't see it yet. Georgia proposed a map. Let's see. Oh, this one. This one is from a while ago. Yeah, the Democrat one. Yeah, no. The Republican one that was perfect because it really does screw over the Democrats. So I like it. All right, Georgia's gone. I don't think it's gone. I think it's gonna become one of those states where it's gonna be a toss up. That's what I think is gonna happen. All right, I think that's everything. We got through everything. I think. Are we missing anything? I don't think we missed anything. I think we talked about every major thing that happened. Hopefully. If not, well, I don't know. I don't know. Alright. I think that's everything. So if you enjoyed this stream, hit the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit the little bell, and yes. I may do this every now and again. These streams, I'll be making videos again, of course. Just, want to do a bit more streaming, because that's a bit easier to produce, because, yeah, it was a busy couple of days, so. Alright. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, again, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit the little bell, and yes, I will be making a governor prediction, most likely tomorrow, and, yes, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video, live stream, or whatever. Thank you guys.